Welcome back to Fast Market here on the Schwab Network. It's time for Cash Tags. For that, let's bring in our next guest. That's going to be Andy Swan, co-founder of LikeFolio. Welcome back to the show, Andy.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. We're talking Roku. The stock, pretty good earnings report last quarter. All their metrics improved pretty significantly. The stock shot up to about $104, but we've ripped back about 45%. I mean, what kind of data do you guys have on Roku? Because maybe is this one of those stocks that might be immune from some of the tariff risks?
You know, I don't know about immune, but I think that there's certainly less at risk than others. You know, there's a lot of concerns about the hardware that Roku imports and that sort of thing, but really it's ads and subscriptions that drive the revenue, not devices. So we think Roku has a pretty good position compared to a lot of its competitors. There's also concern that Walmart just did a deal with Vizio, which could take some shelf space, significant shelf space away from Roku, which we understand is a headwind. So there are definitely some headwinds for this, but when we look at the underlying metrics like you talked about, everything is going pretty well. I think Roku's kind of got its groove back. We've got the home screen monetization, I think, is a real key for Roku, and that is where they can make the ads very shoppable from the screen itself, sort of like what Instagram has done on the phone screen. And I think this gives Roku an enormous advantage because they're actually controlling and monetizing and making efficient the user experience, and just like Instagram has done on the phone. And so Roku, I think, is in a really good spot. We're seeing web visits up 7% year over year, despite a pretty tough ad market overall. And we see Roku as kind of that under the radar, best of breed in terms of this is a company that customers really love interfacing with, and they don't seem to mind the ads that Roku puts up. In fact, a lot of the data that we see, especially qualitatively, shows that users actually enjoy or at least appreciate the way that Roku displays these ads and makes the content directly shoppable. So I think they have a big lead over a lot of the competitors in this space. I think they're in a pretty good spot. I like where the stock is after this big pullback. I like the upgrade today. I think they hit most of the high points. So, we do think Roku is rebounding. We think that the business is chugging along really well. The stock will continue to be volatile, and you just have to pick your spots and maybe dollar cost average in over time. But long term, we really like this name.
Andy, Roku it has kind of an ugly chart right now, but my response to that would be, name me a stock right now that doesn't have an ugly chart. And so when I look at Roku and where the streaming world is going to, they put up strong fourth quarter results, robust 2025 outlook, double-digit revenue growth, EBITDA expansion, the platform, the hardware strategy, both growing. And we all know the bigger picture is linear TV is slowly but surely dying, and the world is moving towards Roku. That should just keep adding to that big pie of ad revenue. But, if you're looking at a name that you think can rally 100%, maybe this is one of those names you throw in that pile. It just went from 104 to 50, and now it's turned positive today. Andy, does this stock have 100%? Can it go up 100% from here?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it goes up 100%. It's flat on the last few months. It's really not. When you put it in that kind of perspective, it's really not that big of an ask. Which that really goes to the beta of the stock. You've got the VIX is extremely high right now. The volatility of the market overall. Could Roku double in the next 3 months? Absolutely. Could it get cut another 40%? Absolutely. I think you have to understand that the parameters for your trade, the potential outcomes for your trade have expanded dramatically in both directions, almost no matter what stock you're talking about at this point. But if you're looking long term, then volatility can be an extraordinary gift, and it can be an advantage to the investor that has patience on both the entry and on the performance of the stock over time. And Roku is a prime candidate for that because the underlying business is doing very, very well.
Yeah, Andy, some of the stats: average revenue per user increased 4% year over year in 2024. Now they're actually surpassed half of the broadband households at this point. And here's the thing with Roku and some of these stocks. I know ad dollars are going to pull back. They've already stated that. That's why Meta, maybe Google Alphabet getting hurt a little bit, maybe even Netflix a little bit. But when you look at this stock and the users that are going on the platform, is that the key for this stock as broadband and linear TV kind of gets drawn down even more, that, hey, Roku is actually going to have a seat at the table and it's not going to be forgotten about according to your data?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a prime candidate for exactly what LikeFolio does, and that is, where are the users, the customers, the happiest, and then therefore, where will those linear TV users that are abandoning linear TV and going more and more to streaming, where are they going to land? What are their friends going to tell them that they're using, and be enthusiastic about it? And the answer, in a lot of cases, is Roku, because they're doing a very good job of monetizing their users without alienating them or making them feel like they're just a data point in their processes. And they're giving them a better experience, a shoppable experience, and making those ads relevant to them based on what they watch and what they're watching at the moment. So I think that's an enormous recipe for success. It takes some time, but Roku's executing on it very well.
All right, great discussion and great data as always, Andy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's Andy Swan, co-founder of LikeFolio. Yeah, Kevin, Andy mentioned that upgrade out of Redburn. They put a $100 price target, moved it to buy from neutral, and they're talking about the continued